You are in a conversation. Everything is fine. Then there is a pause. 3 seconds. And your brain has just declared a social emergency. Your face does something. Words come out. Wrong words. You know they are wrong while they are leaving your mouth. You cannot stop. They have already happened. You will think about this moment at 2 a.m. for the next 4 years. This is awkwardness. And the science is considerably worse than you think. Chapter 1. The alarm. Why do we do this? One leading evolutionary explanation is that the brain runs a continuous background process, scanning every social interaction for signs of rejection or disapproval. In a small prehistoric tribe, rejection was not just embarrassing. It was dangerous. No food, no shelter, no protection. The cost of being pushed out was survival, so the brain developed a real-time alarm system, sensitive enough to catch the earliest possible signs of disapproval before they became actual rejection. The alarm is still running, at full sensitivity. In a world where one bad conversation has approximately 0 survival consequences, the alarm does not know this. It treats the 3-second pause in your Tuesday meeting the same way it would have treated a moment of social failure in front of the only people keeping you alive. Ancient stick figure stumbles over his words at the fire. Alarm fires. He freezes. He recovers. The tribe moves on in 4 seconds. Modern plain stick figure stumbles over his words in a meeting. Alarm fires. He freezes. He recovers. The meeting moves on in 4 seconds. His brain is still processing the incident on Thursday. Mammoth hunter watches the stumble. He nods. He has already moved on. He is the only person in this tribe whose alarm does not file false reports. This will become relevant later. Okay, so the alarm fires. But then, why does it feel like everyone noticed? Chapter 2. The spotlight. Why does it feel like everyone saw? In 1999, researchers at Cornell asked participants to wear an embarrassing t-shirt into a room full of people. The shirt said, "I love Mammotex." They were asked to estimate how many people noticed. Participants guessed around 50%. The actual number was closer to 20%. Half the audience. Gone. Did not notice. This is the spotlight effect. Your brain places an imaginary spotlight on you and assumes everyone else's attention is directed at it. But here's the thing. Everyone has their own spotlight. Nobody is watching yours because they are completely occupied managing theirs. The ancient stick figure wearing the embarrassing animal skin at the fire thinks the entire tribe is staring. 12 people are distracted by the mammoth. 8 are having their own conversation. 22 have their own spotlight problems. The mammoth hunter is the only one actually looking. He nods, then looks away. Even he moved on. The person you said the wrong thing to is currently running their own spotlight audit from something they said last Thursday. Okay, nobody noticed. Then, why does it keep getting worse? Chapter 3. The spiral. Why does trying to fix it make it worse? Psychologist Daniel Wagner identified what he called ironic process theory. When you try to suppress a thought or behavior, part of your brain actively monitors for the very thing you are trying to avoid. The monitoring makes it more likely to happen. Try not to think about a white bear. You thought about a white bear. Try not to be awkward. Your brain is now scanning every microsecond for signs of awkwardness. The scan itself is awkward. You have made it worse by trying to fix it. Here is how the spiral runs. Awkward moment triggers the alarm. Alarm increases self-monitoring. Self-monitoring makes behavior feel performed. Performed behavior reads as unnatural. Unnatural behavior causes more awkward moments. More awkward moments trigger more alarm. The exit is counterintuitive. Researchers studying social anxiety found that naming the experience out loud reduces its intensity significantly more than attempting to appear normal. Saying, "This is awkward," out loud works better than pretending it is not happening. The ancient stick figure tries to recover from a bad joke, makes another joke, worse, makes a third. The tribe has politely laughed 3 separate times without finding anything funny. Meanwhile, the mammoth hunter accidentally knocks over someone's food at the fire, says nothing, keeps walking. By tomorrow, the tribe has collectively decided it was not his fault. He caused an awkward situation. He emerged with more social standing than when he entered. Okay, so naming it helps, but why can I still remember the thing from 2019 like it happened this morning? Chapter 4. The rewrite. Why does memory make it worse every time? Your brain does not save memories like photographs. It rewrites the script every time you remember it. Every single recall is an edit, which means the memory from 2019 has now been edited roughly 200 separate times. Your brain has become the world's worst historian. Here is why this matters. Neuroscientists have found that embarrassment activates similar brain regions to physical pain. fMRI scans show that social rejection and physical injury produce overlapping neural responses. Your brain does not clearly distinguish between being laughed at and being hurt. Both register as threat. Both get stored as significant events. Both get reviewed. And here is the fact nobody tells you. Humans are one of the only species that visibly blush. When the sympathetic nervous system detects social threat, it sends blood to the face, involuntarily, uncontrollably. Your own biology announces your embarrassment to the room before you have a chance to hide it. The alarm does not just fire internally. It broadcasts. So the memory from 2019 gets recalled. The emotional tag reactivates. The brain restores the memory with the intensity dialed slightly higher than last time. The thing that actually happened, you said something slightly wrong in a 20-minute conversation. The thing your brain has archived after 200 edits. A significant social event that should be reviewed regularly and in detail. The quarterly review is scheduled for 2 a.m. Okay. But why do some people seem completely immune to all of this? Chapter 5. The sensitivity gap. Why are some people like this and some people like him? One leading explanation from personality researchers is that sensitivity to social threat varies significantly across individuals. People who score higher on neuroticism, a personality dimension associated with emotional sensitivity and negative affect, report more frequent and more intense awkward experiences. The alarm fires more often, at lower thresholds, for longer. Adolescents experience this at maximum intensity. The prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain that moderates the alarm, is still developing through the mid-20s. The alarm runs at full sensitivity, with minimum override. This is why every social moment in secondary school felt like a survival event, because to the system running it at that moment, it genuinely did. 4 Mammoth Hunter scores exceptionally low on neuroticism. He was always like this. He was never the teenager lying awake replaying a moment from the fire. He nodded at it and went to sleep. Last Tuesday he was elected tribe leader, despite saying something genuinely quite stupid during the vote. Nobody brought it up. Everyone remembers the thing you said in 2019. Nobody remembers his. He's currently asleep. Okay. So, some people have quieter alarms. But, can the rest of us actually do anything about it? Chapter 6. The exit. Can you beat it? Partially. Researchers studying social anxiety have tested several approaches. Naming the experience out loud reduces alarm intensity more than suppression. Perspective taking interrupts the spotlight. Asking what the other person is actually focused on right now physically relocates your attention from your spotlight to the room. For the 2 a.m. replay, deliberately closing the file works better than passive rumination. Name the event. Accept it happened. Explicitly decide it is resolved. The brain responds to deliberate filing. None of this removes the alarm. The alarm is deeply embedded. It is not going anywhere. But here is the thing, nobody told you about any of this. The alarm is not trying to make you happy. It is trying to make sure you are never rejected. Those are not the same goal. They have never been the same goal. And once you know that, the whole thing changes. Awkwardness is not proof you are bad socially. It is proof your brain still believes belonging matters. The people who never feel awkward are not more confident or more skilled. Their alarm is simply quieter. They walk away from conversations without an incident report. They sleep through the quarterly review. But the alarm can also help you notice when something genuinely matters, when a relationship needs attention, when you have actually said the wrong thing to someone who needed the right one. The people with no alarm miss that signal entirely. 200,000 years ago that caring kept people inside the tribe. Today it mostly keeps you awake until 2 a.m. Same system, different consequences. And here is the strange thing. Every awkward person in every room thinks they are the only awkward person in the room, which means every awkward conversation is usually just 2 prehistoric alarm systems trying desperately not to alarm each other, both failing perfectly. In 200,000 BC, the alarm kept people alive. In 2026, it keeps people awake and blushing involuntarily in front of colleagues. Nothing has changed. Not the spotlight. Nobody else is watching. Not the spiral that gets worse when you try to fix it. Not the 2 a.m. replay of the edited memory that is now significantly worse than what actually happened. Not the way embarrassment registers in the same region of your brain as being physically hurt. Not one single thing. Your brain is not trying to make you happy. It is trying to prevent rejection. Those are different jobs. They always have been. Hit subscribe. Your brain is currently running a threat assessment on whether this video was a good use of your time. For Mammoth Hunter already decided it was. He moved on 40 seconds ago. He is right. You should listen to him.